Hello everybody and welcome back to WoW Mods. We're back. Today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different, a little return obviously to the project that I had been working on before, which is Lordaeron City, or the capital city on top. But I was sort of trying to put off as much as I could because I wanted to actually get a chance to work on the model and not have to worry too much about it. But here we are, and as you can see, there are a couple of changes. I'm not going to show you too much on this side of the city right now because it's the side that I have sort of least worked on, but I decided to move the stables away from here and move them towards the back of the city in a much more less high sort of scale area. And here we have, of course, we have the chapel. You saw this in the previous video where I was showing you how these things are work. As you can see, I still haven't gotten around to fixing the lamps in there. But yeah, you can see the statue here, which needs to be replaced, obviously. And in the back there you have a statue of Tyrannus, which is obviously courtesy of Chrysic. I don't want to look too close at it because it's still sort of like a work in progress. It's coming along though, it's looking great. Chrysic's been really good with the work that he's been sort of collaborating with me, and he's just doing an amazing job. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to continue going past this area. I'm noticing just a tiny bit of lag. I'm not sure if that's just the recording software being a little bit iffy right now, but we're going to go ahead and do a little walkthrough through the city right now, and I can just show you the different changes that have happened. Obviously, you'll notice that there's sort of like the custom gypsy wagons, which have now been properly deadified. Nothing too serious. Like I'm perfectly happy with things just being like the undead version of their living counterparts. To me, it makes sense that it would be that way. Likewise, I've done that with a couple of other models. So there's some new setup tents, just some some of the new buildings have been placed into the city. As you can see, you've got some of the older bookshelves and details that were there before. Still not perfect. Bear in mind that I'm just going over right now like general texturing and placement of things. Like this I can see is floating right now. And some of the buildings, of course, have been replaced. Now these are the houses that Chrysic has done. I'm not going to go into these because those still need to be sort of like dressed up for in order to walk through them. I'll go and I'll take you to another one that's a little bit more separate, because those ones there I want to do a couple of tweaks on before we go in. Going through here, of course, you have the other side of the courtyard. We've got the chandelabra, the candelabra, whichever way you wanna say it. So that area, it's not changed. It's a little bit refined, but it's pretty much what it was before. What is really different is what we're going to start walking to and through this right now. As you can see, the textures on the I don't know if they were present there on the previous version of this, but they have been changed a bit just so that all the roofs of the city kind of match. This sort of like dilapidated inn will be turned into its own model. Chrysic is working on that. But yeah, so now we're coming up to the part where a lot of the changes are coming in. As you can see, we've got the undead version of these fabric things. Awnings? Yeah, the awnings. And this is the inside of the houses, or one of the houses that Chrysic developed. They're quite spacious, so they're actually a little bit bigger on the inside than the standard human houses, and that's great. We've got the new buildings here and the new building square, which is exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted The capital city in Lordaeron was always described as being not necessarily larger than Stormwind, but being a bit more refined, sort of like fancier, and you can see that through like the series of the sort of like the original domes um, and so I wanted sort of like that verticality to be present in the city. And so, yeah, this is pretty empty, just testing out a couple of things and placements, and probably going to get some different types of custom beds in there. The same with some of the other like details that we'll see around the city. And now we're coming in onto another sort of like district of the city. We've got some more houses. The interiors are empty as always. We've got some sort of like gathering sections and areas here that I'm just going to go ahead and take you through this. Take you right in here. Right now, not much to be seen. We've just got a tent. We're seeing sort of like the feet of a Tyrannus statue there, which again, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to purposely not show you those details. Here's a custom fountain. I think I probably walked past the first one. Another one of like the custom models that has been made and has appeared here. It's looking very, very good. And of course, the large sort of barracks building, which is sort of a bit more palatial, matching the style of the capital city, or the ruined capital city. Right now, of course, like I said, it's fairly neutral. There's some just the standard human doodad set that might change in the future. I'm not really too concerned because, like I said, I want some of these buildings to have um, a variation. So maybe the doodad set, maybe it'll be a question of like just changing some of the interior doodad sets and have two doodads, like a human doodad and an undead doodad set. Again, I'm not like paying too much attention to that. Here we have another very large sort of like building. This will be a place for shops as well. It might potentially be something for like armory and whatnot. So that should be fairly interesting. Now, to the back there, you will find the stables that have been new placed, and it spins around into the back of the city. I'm not going to show you that just yet. The reason why is portions of it are finished, and I'm still trying to think about. I want to give myself time. It takes time to sort of like build these things and put them together. Um, so I want to give myself a bit more time to develop that part of the city a bit more, and not just the certain areas that I've currently finished. So hopefully you'll be patient with me and with that, and we'll get another video where we can sort of like flesh out and walk through the other end of the city. So far, I'm pretty happy. It feels a little bit empty, but that's because obviously I still haven't dressed a lot of the areas. I still haven't decided what every area is going to be, what's the functionality going to be for every area. Like I said, when you're doing something that's as big as this, it takes time to flesh everything out. So yeah, it's always very interesting. It's also been a little bit difficult because with the whole sort of like COVID-19 issue, I've been sort of like buried in work. Haven't been able to really head out and clear my head very much in these days. I mean, everyone's dealing with it whatever way they can. But I'm working on it. Hopefully this weekend I'm going to get some time where I'm going to be able to sit down and work on this some more. And that'll be fun, I hope. So, before we call it, I just want to remind everyone that if you're interested in joining the community, you can go ahead and join the Discord server. I'm going to put the nice screen right here, right in front of you, so that you can see the details to the Discord, to my Discord contact information as well, is going to be in the description of the video down below. If I forget, just ask for it in the chat, because sometimes, like, depending on when this is coming out, I might forget. I'm sure people will be glad to go ahead and share that information with you. So until then, everybody, take it easy, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.